Marvel Rivals has been out for Tuesday, and people have got a chance to start to understand how characters work and how to maximize their playstyle. And I have spent my hours on Groot. I'm going to show you how to play him so that way you know how to be Groot. Here we go. Let's go over and take a look at him now. Groot is my go-to. He is my favorite. Here's Groot himself. I'm rocking the Albius skin, which is his alternate cosmetic, but we'll start with his abilities. And the first one starts with Vine Strike. Vine Strike is basically him throwing like these thorn-like javelins at it. You get 8 of them, so be careful. Now, when you run out or you're going for a kill, I highly recommend switching to this ability, which is called Spirit Bomb. Now, on PlayStation, it's L2, but whatever your left trigger is on console or action ability on PC, basically, once you get here, you can then throw a bomb that has AoE. It's great for finishing off opponents. It also will put spores on other opponents. Then you're going to have basically 2 types of walls, and these are going to be how you're going to maintain control and tank. First one is your big one. This is your Iron Wall. This is gigantic, and this is when Groot brings up a gigantic wall. It can block off opponents, which I use a lot to let them not be able to escape. It'll block damage. Now, the second best thing, not only is it a giant wall that can cut people off and protect you from damage, but Groot's damage goes up when he's in vicinity of the Iron Wall, and the health bonus to your teammates goes up as well. Now, he also has a smaller wall, which you get 2 of, called Thornlash Wall. And when awakened, it strikes nearby his enemies by Groot and his allies. So it will be able to be used to cut off people. It's a smaller shield, but as you can see, it has this own little thorn lash that will hit opponents as well. And finally, Strangling Prison is his ultimate. Fire a massive vine cluster. It imprisons everyone. It does DPS, so if you hit someone that's low, it will kill them, and it holds them in place so that you and your teammates can finish those locked in place. I always recommend, if you're on comms and you're going to do Strangling Prison, let a DPS know so they can aim their ult at it and just wipe the entire team. We've done that many a times in both comp and regular. Now, finally, his passive, his synergy, his team-up ability is called Friendly Shoulder. Now, Friendly Shoulder basically allows now either Jeff the Landshark or Groot to hop up on his shoulder, and both the support strategist character that is on your shoulder as well as Groot will receive a damage reduction passive that just affects both characters, making them less susceptible to getting killed. It also allows Jeff or Rocket to have a higher height advantage when they're shooting down because they're riding on Groot's shoulders. Allows them to get harder to hit too, because Groot is much easier to target. When you're trying to pick off one of those characters off his shoulders, they are very, very difficult to target if you're not playing a flying character like Wanda or Iron Man. Otherwise, Groot tends to absorb the damage, and they can heal him as it's going along, so it's kind of this symbiotic relationship, which makes complete sense for a character like Groot. Now, for me, in my opinion, and how I've been playing him, I think Groot kind of falls into that main tank, very similar to Doctor Strange. And I'm not exactly sure where Thor fits into this at this point, but if you see a Venom, he is a perfect pairing with Venom or even Penny Parker, because as those two are very mobile off tanks, doing a lot of damage, trying to do their own things, he sets up to be a straight up tank. His walls do great for hiding your supports. They do great for hiding your damage. They can also do a little bit of damage or boosting themselves depending on which wall is up. And with Groot, he kind of takes a lot of damage. He has a high health pool at 850. And does great work on making everyone else around him survive. Now, he is also able to control the flow, which is one of the things that you need to focus on. Your wall placement is going to be very important. It's not just to put it up to avoid damage. Now, sometimes it is just to avoid an ult. You can block out a lot of ults, whether it's Iron Man, whether it's Wanda, by just walling them off. Others, it won't make any difference. Like if Punisher or Storm's coming through, they're going to come through that wall in just a matter of seconds. And so you have to kind of verify what opponents you have to know where to make those placements. He's great at keeping everyone alive. Groot has a lot of abilities to force people to shunt off in different directions when they're coming at you because of the way he crowd controls with his walls. And if you want to play Groot, he is by far my favorite character to play in the game right now. I recommend following these steps. So let me know, where do you find yourself? Do you find yourself as a tank player or Vanguard? Do you find you more of a strategist healer or just straight DPS? Because the DPS classes are fun. But if you're looking to be a main tank, in my opinion, Groot is the best way to go. He's very underplayed, as I've seen in the beta. I don't go against a lot of Groots, and I feel like a lot of people still don't have a good grasp on how to counter Groot and Groot gameplay by the way he controls the field. And I feel like it gives you kind of an advantage if you spend those hours on Groot, and you'll eventually get some MVPs and climb your way up comp if you want, or just play some quick play matches and enjoy yourself. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I want to hear who you're playing, what you're thinking of the Marvel Rivals beta. Are you going to be jumping on when the game actually goes live, presumably in the fall, since all the characters are announced, every system is playing? I can't see it being very far away from this beta for the game actually going live. I want to know your thoughts, though. Let me hear in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and later, mates.